In a heartbreaking moment that has shaken the Hamilton College community to its core, students, faculty, and loved ones are mourning the untimely passing of Rasikh Shaukat. A bright, passionate, and compassionate senior, Rasikh's presence on campus was a source of light and inspiration. His sudden departure has left a void that words can hardly fill, but his legacy continues to echo through the lives he touched, the friendships he forged, and the dreams he pursued with boundless energy. A life defined by excellence and empathy, academic brilliance, and intellectual curiosity, Rasikh Shaukat was a force in the classroom and beyond, known not just for his intelligence, but for the humility with which he carried it. As a senior biology major, Rasikh was not content with merely fulfilling academic requirements. He was driven by a genuine thirst for knowledge and a desire to apply what he learned to real-world challenges. His professors described him as a standout student, deeply engaged, inquisitive, and determined. Rasikh contributed significantly to research projects and actively sought opportunities to broaden his understanding of science, particularly within the fields of healthcare and biology. His academic path was never a solitary journey. Rasikh often tutored fellow students, collaborated on lab work with patience and encouragement, and brought insight into every discussion. His success stemmed not just from personal ambition, but from an unwavering commitment to lifting others as he climbed. A true teammate and respected athlete outside of the lab, Rasikh's passion extended to the track, where he distinguished himself as a dedicated member of Hamilton's athletic community. Whether in training or during meets, he brought the same intensity, grace, and sportsmanship that defined every other aspect of his life. To his teammates, Rasikh wasn't just another runner, he was the heartbeat of the team. His encouragement pushed others to excel, his spirit brightened even the most grueling practices, and his humility set a powerful example. He competed with heart, always emphasizing unity and support over personal glory. Rasikh understood that the strength of a team was measured not only in medals, but in how teammates cared for one another, and by that measure, he was a champion many times over. A friend to all and a beacon of positivity. To know Rasikh was to experience the warmth of his spirit. He greeted everyone with kindness, listened without judgment, and celebrated the joys and achievements of others as if they were his own. Whether sharing meals at the dining hall, walking across campus, or attending campus events, Rasikh's presence was marked by joy, compassion, and genuine interest in others' well-being. Friends describe him as the kind of person who could turn someone's day around with just a smile or a few heartfelt words. He remembered birthdays, sent encouraging texts before exams, and showed up time and again for those who needed him. His positivity was not superficial. It was a conscious choice, a reflection of his deep empathy and enduring belief in the good that exists in the world. Service, leadership, and a future in healing. Rasikh was more than a student and an athlete. He was a servant leader. Through his work as a medical scribe in a hospital emergency room, he gained first-hand experience in the field of medicine. This role was not merely a resume builder for him, it was a calling. He took pride in contributing to patient care, learning from physicians, and offering quiet support to people during some of the most vulnerable moments of their lives. Rasikh's dream of becoming a doctor was rooted in his lived experience and shaped by a sincere desire to help others. His work in healthcare settings, combined with his academic excellence, positioned him as a rising star, one whose future promised not only success, but transformative impact. Mourning, a community pillar, a ripple felt across campus. Rasikh's passing has reverberated across Hamilton College and beyond. The grief is palpable in classrooms, on the track, in residence halls, and across social media tributes. Vigils have been held in his honor, and students and staff alike have come together to share stories, shed tears, and support one another. From his roots in Azad, Kashmir, to his chosen academic home in Clinton, New York, the impact Rasikh made is unmistakable. The college's administration echoed the collective heartbreak in their official statement, noting, "Rasikh touched lives wherever he went. His energy was infectious, his ambition admirable, and his loss immeasurable." That sentiment has been repeated by classmates, professors, teammates, and even those who only knew him briefly, proof that Rasikh's light reached far and wide. The power of collective grief. Grieving as a community can be both painful and healing. It reminds us that we are not alone in our sorrow. It allows us to hold space for one another, to speak openly about our emotions, and to lean on each other as we navigate the painful terrain of loss. In moments like these, Hamilton College becomes more than a campus, it becomes a family. And just as Rasikh would have wanted, the college has provided accessible mental health resources to support students. Counselors from the Johnson Health and Wellness Center are available for anyone in need of comfort or clarity, and 24/7 phone support has been extended to ensure no student grieves in silence. Preserving a legacy of light, letting his memory lead the way even as we grapple with the tragedy of losing Rasikh, there remains a powerful invitation to let his memory be our guide. The best way to honor him is to live as he lived, with purpose, with kindness, and with relentless positivity. His academic pursuits remind us to remain curious. His work in medicine calls us to be present for others, and his joyful energy reminds us to greet life with open hearts. Students have begun discussing ways to memorialize Rasikh permanently on campus through scholarships, research fellowships, or a dedicated space for reflection. These gestures, while small compared to the scale of the loss, are meaningful tributes to a young man who meant so much to so many. Choosing connection over isolation, Rasikh would have been the first to tell a struggling friend, "You're not alone." That message echoes now, louder than ever. As classmates and faculty begin to move forward, they are doing so by leaning on one another, sharing grief openly, and keeping Rasikh's ethos alive in their interactions. Friendship was at the center of Rasikh's life. He nurtured bonds with people from every background, every walk of life. Let that be our compass as we continue, a commitment to seeing, supporting, and celebrating one another. Moving forward with his spirit in our hearts, a lasting impact, a permanent imprint. The measure of a life is not found in its length, but in its depth. And by every account, Rasikh Shaukat lived deeply, loved fully, and gave generously. The ache of his absence will not vanish overnight. But in the sorrow, there is gratitude for having known him, for the memories he leaves behind, and for the example he set. As we move forward, let us do so with Rasikh's smile in our minds and his values in our actions. Whether that means being more present for our friends, striving harder in our studies, showing compassion to strangers, or simply taking a moment each day to be grateful, we keep Rasikh's spirit alive through the choices we make. Conclusion: the Hamilton College community will never forget Rasikh Shaukat. His story is not one defined by how his life ended, but by how brilliantly he lived. From classrooms to hospital rooms, from the track to quiet campus corners, Rasikh gave the world his very best. And though he is no longer with us, his impact endures, inspired students, uplifted friends, and the countless lives bettered by his presence. Rest in peace, Rasikh. You ran your race with heart, and though your finish line came too soon, your legacy runs on in every step we take forward.